Hi, Trey.
Hello.
Morning. Matt wanted to go to the shower, but luckily the battery is pretty dead.
Oh, good.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Excellent.
So, Jason, where did you first meet Trey Parker?
I think actually I first met Trey Parker in this acting class that we had together. We studied Tchaikovsky together, an acting class.
Oh, excellent. The Troma is on the case. This is lovely. Lovely.
What first gave us the idea for Cannibal the Musical? Well, it all started when I really loved 50s musicals, and we wanted to make our own 50s musical.
Matt's got to suck the love out of P&D and to get him going. This is the sculpture that was erected for Dean Bahar, star of Cannibal the Musical and Orgasmo. Good work, Matt.
Isn't that beautiful?
Basically, what we did is we made a preview first. We spent a few $100s, made a preview that was only 3 minutes long, and then went around to people and said, hey, we need finishing money for our movie. And they would look at our preview and think, oh, that looks really funny, thinking we were a lot closer to done than we were, and then they gave us money. And all of a sudden, we had enough money to go out and actually make the movie starting from scratch again.
But then, even then, we didn't have enough money. We had to sort of, raise the money again as we were going.
We were raising money right up until the end. I mean, right up until...
We're still raising money.
Yeah, we're still out raising money. You know, we were just out last night, door to door, looking for, rich doctors and lawyers to
How
get
we've
paid.
decided to make a living is by raising money for Cannibal the Musical. I mean, we're not looking for any returns on it. We're just going to keep raising money for it.
Yeah.
Alfred Packer is he's probably the biggest folk legend in Colorado. At the University of Colorado, he's all over the place. They have an Alfred Packer Day. They have the Alfred Packer Grill as the student center. So you're pretty much bombarded by Packer.
Actually, we hired Trey to write the script.
I actually had a draft. I was working on it probably over the course of a year. So
Yeah, he kept telling us that he had the script ready and that we were going to go and shoot this feature for $10,000. And then, one day he actually did have it.
after pulling an all-nighter and actually getting it done. We shot in 16, actually. We couldn't really afford 35. And it looks all the same once it's on video, so who the hell cares?
Except it's going to be in the theaters.
Oh, then we should have shot in 35. We've really made a mistake. The reason that we shot a lot of it outdoors was because, it's an outdoor story, but we also knew that it'd be cheaper and we could move faster because we didn't have lights. So at most we'd have a couple guys standing around with those big foam cards, but that was about it.
The courthouse where we filmed was the actual courthouse where Alfred Packer was tried for his crimes. And a lot of the locations, were right where the actual events took place.
We just we used a spring break, actually, because we were all still in college. We were still in school, so we used spring break and just everyone loaded up in cars, and it became sort of like a vacation/film shoot, which was actually really cool because a lot of the students who weren't from Colorado got to see all these parts of Colorado that they hadn't gotten to see before, so that's why everyone agreed to do it for free.
But when you do a movie that's that low a budget, you don't get to be like, okay, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. It was kind of like just a bunch of people running around doing just everything to get it done.
Most of the cast were film students, too. So it would end up, we'd cast the sound guy as whatever, and we'd cast, so you'd have to do your part and then run around the corner and do sound, and so luckily we were all film students, so we all knew a lot of different things, so if the sound guy had to go do a part, then someone else could take over on sound, and, there's lots of examples of that.
Actually, the guy in the movie, Frenchie, he shot every shot that he's not in, he was behind the camera, running camera, and then the shots he was in, we got this other guy to shoot those shots. So, why the hell did we do that?
Well, there was so many people, and the fact that no one's on a salary and everyone was in school, it made it hard, and so people would work on it as they could, and I think we probably lost some and gained some on the way, but for the most part, everyone that was involved the whole.
Yeah, it's hard to fire someone when you're not paying them anything. You're fired. You're doing a crappy job.
You pretty much just go, you know what? This is boring. I'm leaving.
We'll just interview Dean Bahar, star of Cannibal the Musical, for a second. Yeah, actually, Dean was trying to take over a lot of the directing and a lot of the women, actually.
Going after the directing job hard, and didn't work.
Why did we give this movie to Troma? I think everyone's seen Toxic Avenger. We've definitely seen that and had little Toxic Avenger parties, so.
We had a Chocolate Chicks and Zombie Town party that one time, too.
We were out in L.A. looking for, other work to do, and then Lloyd came along and said, this movie's good, and decided to put it out.
Troma was just ahead of its time, really, when the film came out.
Without Troma, I'd be nowhere. You really put me on the map with your support, Lloyd. and that's, you know, leading some wonderful things. Thanks to Lloyd Kaufman at Troma Films of the future.
The irony of it all is, with all the heat now that's on us, is that I just talked to our lawyer on Friday, and apparently because Cannibal showed down at South by Southwest, he said pretty much every studio had called either him or our agent saying, we want to buy this movie. Yeah, but no luck. Yeah, but it was like, it's pretty funny. So now all of a sudden everyone thinks it's a good movie because we're, you know, it's the same exact cookie, you know. But now it's like, oh, that's a different cookie. Yeah, I mean, definitely the fact that we came to Hollywood and had something to show was what made all the difference. You know, I mean, if we'd have come out here saying, with a couple short films saying, hey, we're filmmakers, people have been like, whatever. But to come out with a film, feature length, and say, here, we've made a movie, you know, that made all the difference in the world. Hey, the thing is, we haven't gone to, like, the big budget world. I mean, we still, as big as South Park is, it's still a really low budget thing. And, you know, Orgasmo's a totally low budget thing. So, you know, I think we're still staying in that world. Yeah, we used to have chicks. When we were in college, we had chicks. Now that we have a big TV show, we don't get chicks anymore. It's true. Look at us. It's Sunday morning, and we're sitting here with you, Lloyd. I mean, we're pretty much losers. We have no chicks. There's no one in the rooms waiting for us. No one in the room from last night.
I'm not rich and famous yet, so I'm still getting laid. Thank God.
The only advice is, if you want to make stuff, then make it. Whether you have to figure out a cheap way to do it and do it for $200 or $2,000 or $20,000, just make stuff, you know. I think Steinbeck once said, a writer writes. A filmmaker films. Just do it. Just go and do it as much as you can.